Hi, everybody. You're listening to Love Notes with Dr. Deb, and welcome to Season 2. Here at Love Notes, we talk about everything love and relationship related and even more. Breakups, falling in love, falling out of love, heartbreak, divorce, all kinds of things. And we usually have a very special guest with us who shares with us their love story, their perspective on love and relationships, and exciting things that are going on in their life. So today, for our first show of Season 2, I am so excited to have this guest with me because she is a ball of energy, a ton of fun, and she is so outspoken and wonderful. So I can count on her to always tell us something really amazing about life and love and what she's experiencing. So I have with me Susan Noles from The Golden Bachelor from ABC and also some other shows she's been doing. So Susan, welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
You know what? I could hear the smile in your voice when you were saying that.
Yes, I am smiling because when I think of you, I start smiling just naturally because I love that you're so authentic and you're so real and down to earth. And I think that's what everybody loved about you on the Golden Bachelor show. So I just want to remind folks that you were on the very first Golden Bachelor show where the Bachelor was Gary.
What an experience. Talk about love.
Yes.
Excuse me. I didn't fall in love with the man, with the Golden Bachelor, but I fell in love with not only myself, but I made friends. And that's love.
Yes.
You know? Who thought at that over 65 that you could do that anymore?
Well, yeah, we have such a perspective of you're not supposed to do that at a certain age. You know.
Yes, right.
New friends, expanding yourself.
To find love.
So
it might not be a romantic love, but a friendship or just expanding your world just a little bit more.
Yes. Yes, well, I just read that you can have a soulmate who's just a friend, that it doesn't have to be romantic, that we might have many soulmates in our lifetime. And I thought that was interesting.
I like it.
Yeah, so you got to be really good friends with the ladies on the show, and you did not end up as the chosen bachelorette, which ended up being a good thing.
That's a very good thing.
You want to tell the listeners why that was a good thing?
You know, Deb, honestly, I was so afraid that what if I didn't want to be romantic with any of the men that were, you know, chosen to be on the show? I think that would be hard for me. Well, and you know, as well as everybody listening, that I am true to my word. I'm authentic, unapologetically Susan. And so I don't know how that would play if I really was.
You know what?
It might be the...
Yeah.
This might be the first show that somebody didn't pick somebody. You don't know.
You know what? I've actually been waiting for that. I would love for one of the women to say, not you. I'm not in love with you. I don't even like you. I'm leaving. So
right.
I'm sure the show wouldn't like that, but
I believe in the idea of the show. I truly do, because I'm a hopeless romantic and I believe in love. And as I said, my message to women all over the world, over 60, over 65, hell, in another 2 years, I'll be saying over 70. It's never too late. You're not invisible. Get up and live. Love life.
It is. And, you know, there's no time limit on love. You know, there's stories of the folks in the nursing homes chasing each other and getting remarried even in their 90s, you know, which is wonderful. We shouldn't limit ourselves. So now, what's been going on with you when you were on our season 1 of Love Notes, and at that point you had just met somebody by chance online, right? You had just messaged somebody and you didn't even think about it, and you were just kind of starting a love story there. So fill us in, give us the scoop. What's happening?
Actually, on February 14th, it will be a year already.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
I know, right on Valentine's Day.
You met him on Valentine's Day?
I did.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. And I will be in St. Martin on Valentine's Day because that's where he lives. He was here first time in the United States in the summer for about 3 weeks and then spent a month here late September into October, and it was lovely. I will tell you, distance is difficult. I never say it isn't. But you do get used to it, especially at my age. I'm not looking to buy my first house with him. I'm not looking to have children with him. This is, the second chapter, the last chapter, if you will.
Yes.
And you're saying a soulmate could be your soulmate could be your best friend. It doesn't have to be a lover, not in this case, because, we are intimate. But it's difficult, Deb, when I tell you the distance, because you can't do it every day.
Yes.
But I have my own life, and I'm busy, as you know.
Yes.
So it works for us. So far, anyhow.
And when you've spent a good amount of time together, 3 weeks and a month, I think that's wonderful. I think you have to spend, more than just a date here or there. I think there's some advantages. The distance can be helpful to create mystery and longing for each other, and then passion when you get back together.
You know what? Something to look forward to. That's it makes me tick. When you plan a vacation, I'll tell you later, I'm taking my granddaughter to Paris because I promised this trip all her life, and she turned 13, and here
wonderful.
It is. But I planned for it. So I'm looking forward to something. And with my relationship with Frederic, I look forward to the next time I see him. I feel as if in the beginning it was a struggle, like, he's not going to be here for the everyday things. Or, I have a function coming up, a Christmas party. Oh, man, I don't have anybody to bring. But I know he is there, not physically, but I look forward to the next time I'll see him.
Now, he seems like...
I guess I've matured.
Yes. There's all kinds of love and connections these days. It doesn't have to be every day. And did you ever hear the joke about the couple that was married happily for 75 years, and the punchline is they lived in houses next door to each other? So there's something to be said for independence.
I can relate to that because when I say he was here for 1 month, I was like a crazy person sometimes. In the beginning, you're so excited. And then I was walking behind him, picking things up. What are you doing over here? You got 14 things on the counter that you're charging. There's a room upstairs you can use for that. We live a certain way. Yeah. And I'm telling you, it's not even a good thing. I'm anal. You could eat off my floors in here. It's how I like to keep my home. And when somebody else is in it, at first you don't mind, but then you're in the bathroom cleaning up after them.
Oh, my gosh.
The shower doors when you get out.
Yeah, well, these are the normal things of everyday life that... I heard another punchline that says, it was talking about these kind of things are normal marital hatred. The point is, it's okay some days to feel like you don't want to be around that person that day, or something really irritated you.
You need your own time.
Yeah, and it's not the end of the world, and it's not that the relationship has to break up or anything. I talk a lot in therapy with couples.
Mean you don't love them.
Right.
You just need some space sometimes.
You need space, and then you work on repairing what I call the flat tire. Those are like the annoying, the things you're going to bicker over for probably 50 years are not going to change. So the point is when you have one of those moments to fix it up as soon as you can, make the apologies, and you move on and you keep going.
And you move on. Well, that's what makes a marriage work for all those years. You have to decide what the red flags or the yellow flags like in the beginning of the relationship, but you think, oh, well, we'll work on that. He'll change. But you cannot change a person.
No. Well, you've learned that in
change the
this
way
stage
he
of life.
leaves things on the countertop, you know, and he can't change the way I'll sweep under his feet while he's still eating. I mean, that's exaggerating, of course.
Susan, I got to talk to you about boundaries. You guys got to make agreements. Now, I'm giving you some tips from couples therapy. You know, what your boundaries are and what agreements you want to make. And one of them might be, don't sweep under my feet when I'm eating, or take the plate away from me.
I'm not quite that bad, but I know I'm a lot. Because I live alone. I do my thing. And now, 68 years old, I welcome somebody into my life. And doesn't live the same way I live, can I just say. And even when I go to his house, I wonder how you feel about this. When I'm at his house, like the first few days when I was there, I was fine. And then by day 4, I was like, please don't be angry, but I need a mop.
Well, they say spend 72 hours with someone. You'll know what the issues are by the end of the 72 hours. So how did you guys work that out? Did you work it out?
I don't have a pet, and he does, so there was dog hair, and I like to keep things tidy. So, he just laughs at me. You don't need to do that. I said, yes, I really do. It helps me.
Was he okay with it? He kind of said, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he was totally fine with it.
Yeah.
Yes, because he accepts who I am. Now I'm that girl that I pick up after people, and I want things neat and orderly.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I don't know if anybody out there listening, but in your home, does everything have a home? Like, you know exactly where the flashlight is, or you know exactly where the Phillips head screwdriver is, or the tape that you return your shipping boxes. You know where that is because you put it back where you got it, so it's always there.
Yeah.
When I was married for 100 years, Dickie would use it and it would be in the shed, and he would use this and it would be over there, and I'd say, where is the I think I used it in the shed. Go look in the shed. I'm like, no.
Yeah. You know what, and what I say to couples is
everything
you have
has a place as a home.
Yeah, and you have to say, how big is this issue? Is this something I can let go of? Is this something that really has to do with a value that's really, really important? Or is it a thing that I really could just let go of? You know, where people put their shoes, or where they put the things back in the cabinet or not. Or, say, maybe I can just let go of this one for now, so you're not fighting 24/7. I have so many couples that come in fighting. I had one recently. They were fighting over where the spices were put in the pantry, but huge fighting to the point where they were going to think about separating.
You know what that is? That's two of the same personalities that they're not only control of people, but whether they think it would be best. They're two people like me.
Two the same. That's why opposites attract.
In the same house. Like, I think it's best here, or I think it's best there. That I'm able to give on a little bit, but
Good.
I hear what you're saying.
Good. So flexibility, and I also like to say to couples, think about what can you give? How can you change yourself and do something for the couple relationship? And then also, what do you want from the other person? It's very important to keep checking in on that. I like couples to check in once or twice a week and say, how are we doing? Is there anything that's bugging you, and anything you're not telling me that you need? So you keep this flexible, meeting each other's needs going.
You made such an important point there, Debbie. And the first thing that came to mind as you were speaking was your love language, understanding each other's love language.
And what the needs are.
You need to feel love.
We're going to take a little break right now. And when we come back, I'd like to hear more about what you think about the love languages. And I also want, sure the audience would like to hear what you think is going to happen with your relationship. So we will come back in just a bit. You're listening to Love Notes with Dr. Deb with our very special guest, Susan Noles. Welcome back. You're listening to Love Notes with Dr. Deb. My name is Dr. Deb Castaldo, and we're here beginning season 2 of Love Notes with a very special guest. She was the breakout star from ABC's original Golden Bachelor episode 1, and she's with us today telling us about her new love, who was not the Golden Bachelor. And very excited to hear more, Susan. What do you imagine might happen with this relationship? What are your hopes?
Well, in the beginning, because I'm such a dreamer, and I thought, happily ever after, when I'm completely retired, I'll live on the island. And now that I've been in the relationship for almost a year now, I'm still very happy. I don't need to be there 24/7, nor does he need to be here 24/7. I think ideally, in my dream world, I would like to spend the winter months on the island because it's sunny and beautiful. And he doesn't want to have any parts of winter. And then maybe in the summertime he could come up here. And then in between, have a month or so to yourself. And a lot of people will be like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, how is that being together forever? I don't know. Maybe that will change. But like we said earlier, you do need space and you do need your own time. That's something like when I was much younger, that wasn't a thought of mine. It was about being together, starting a family. But later in life, you don't need all those things, nor do you want all those things. You do want that person in your life, but because it's long distance, that's how you make it work.
And there's
you have
many
your separate lives as well as your togetherness.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong. It's just what you as a couple agree to and what makes you feel fulfilled. And, I've had friends that were together 25 years. They lived an hour apart from each other. They did not see each other every day. They saw each other as much as they liked. One lived on a farm in New York State, and one lived near New York City in more of a cosmopolitan area. And neither one of them wanted to move from their environment. And they were totally committed and traveled with each other and had a sailboat together. And in fact, one time they were planning for her to move in with him, and they were painting his house. And at one point, she just dropped the paintbrush and said, "I'm not moving here. I want to stay on my farm."
I can't do this.
No, and it's fine. I have a guideline.
I can understand it.
Yeah,
yes,
I like to say to couples, decisions you make, as long as you're not harming yourself or the other person, it's okay. There's no right or wrong.
Because you know what would happen? I'm sorry for
No, go ahead.
You know what would happen, Deb? You would resent the person if you did, say she decided to go ahead through with it. She would miss her life so bad, even though it was perfect. But living full time, you end up resenting because you're giving something up that means a lot to you, being in the cosmopolitan area, if you will.
Absolutely. Now, I want to ask you, because I've seen some videos of you two on social media, and oh my gosh, they are hysterical. Guys, you that are listening, you have to go look up Susan's accounts and her boyfriend, Frederic, I'm saying it correctly?
Yes, Frederic.
Is on some with her, and he looks like a barrel of laughs and, I think matches your personality. You're so outgoing and fun. And was that something that attracted you both to each other?
That's what we're attracted to, because I said, to know me, you have to know I am not normal. And after being with him, I go, oh my gosh,
that's a good thing a heads up, right? I'm not normal. Maybe that should be the first sentence on the first date. I want you to know I'm not normal.
I'm not normal. So I love his spontaneity like mine. And like the one video, if anybody looks, you'll see us. I had the first time he was here, I invited the entire family, my sisters and everybody, and we had a cookout outside by the pool. And after they all left, Susan being Susan, of course, I have to clean up, and I get the hose out, and I'm going to squirt off the deck and the table and everything. And I went to squirt him because he was helping me, and he grabbed the hose, and all of a sudden he goes, "Wait, I have idea," because he speaks broken English, of course. And he turns on Dancing in the Rain, and he's shooting the hose straight up in the air like it's raining on us. And we started dancing, and he goes, "Let's video." That's
so
the stuff we do. It's not every day, but it's fun. And I love somebody that can step out of their comfort zone and be.
And that's an important part of a foundation of a relationship. I see so many couples that they lost their fun. They're not good friends or companions anymore. I ask couples, do you laugh together? And so many of them in therapy just look at me blankly like deer in headlights, like they have forgotten how to have fun. And I saw one video of you guys I think you were in a convertible. And you were singing,
that was here.
You were kind of dancing, it was so funny. Yes. To the music that was on.
Oldies, like I knew every word.
Yeah.
And he just jumps right on in and goes with the moment.
That is wonderful.
I enjoy somebody that can laugh at themselves.
Absolutely.
And do fun things.
And so not everything has to be serious.
Make people laugh. You know, that's what makes the world go round, the positive. Did you ever sit in a restaurant and look at another couple that are on their phones? Or they're not having conversation. It's okay to be silent. Yes. But I look around and I thought, oh, wow. Don't put your phone, if you have to use it, okay. But you're there to be together, to spend a moment together, to enjoy a meal together. Talk about stuff, anything.
Well, it's become...
Don't get lost in your phone.
Yeah, it's become an epidemic. And I'm actually going to be talking about this on a TV show that I do, that you have been on too, Living Abundantly with Sarah V. And I'm going to give you a little tip for the new year. I'm going to be talking about going old school and getting back to some of these things that we don't do anymore. And one tip I have is dates with no devices, no phones, no watches, nothing. To really be present with each other, like you're saying. We don't connect. We don't have eye contact. We don't treat a partner as good as we do a friend. I know with my friends, I'm tuned in. Right. I don't put my phone out with a friend.
That reminds me of being on the show, Debbie. They took all our iPads, our phones. We had nothing.
Yeah.
We didn't have any contact with the outside world. So every day you woke up with these women in the house, and you had no choice, nothing but to get to know them. You're living under the same roof. That's how you get to know somebody. You're not distracted. So I think your idea is fabulous. When you go on a date, no phones. I don't know about a watch, but...
Well, because the Apple watches, the emails come through, the texts come through, and people are looking. So how was your date time on the show with Gary? How much time did you actually get to spend with him?
We didn't have a one-on-one.
No.
But
oh, goodness.
Gary and I, from the moment we had our 3 minutes together to talk, we were there for each other. It was a friendship that developed. I understood where he was coming from, and I think he got who I was. And I believe that's why he kept me for 5 rose ceremonies, because I had his back. Like, Gary was a very emotional man, and he showed that on TV. And during the rose ceremonies, he would get choked up, and I would make a gesture. I would tap my heart or something. It's okay, babe. You got this. You get through this. And he would always thank me afterwards. He said, you're always there. You get how I feel. And I did. And I genuinely cared. And I wanted him to find love. It just wasn't in me.
Yeah. At what point did you know you weren't feeling like you wanted to be a couple with him, or you both did?
Like I said, I felt this connection, but it was more of a friendship than it was a love affair, you know? there's a difference.
Yeah.
And everybody listening, I'm sure you know the difference when there's somebody that you just would love to be a part of their life, however, romantically was not what you were interested in. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, because I think you can't manufacture that. I have two thoughts about it. One is when you meet someone, you should at least feel like you would want to be close to them. If you can't imagine them being close to you or hugging you or kissing you, that's probably not a good sign. On the other hand, sometimes I think that something initial has to be there. You have to at least be a little bit attracted enough, so that you don't feel repelled by looking at them. And I actually had that happen over this summer. Someone tried to fix me up with someone, and I just knew from moment one it wasn't my attraction at all. It wasn't the kind of look. We all have something inside. It goes back to our genetics and our ethnical and our cultural background and what our parents were like. It's pretty deep who you're going to be attracted to. So, I knew right away that wasn't for me. On the other hand, I had an experience years ago, someone I dated for about a year and a half, and I did not like him in the beginning. And he's no longer in this area, so I'm safe. I'm not going to name anybody. But it's a long time ago. But he had
someone you grew to enjoy?
He had a very big round face, and he reminded me of a pumpkin, and I couldn't get over it. But he had a great personality, and he pursued me quite a bit, and he was a lot of fun. And we did have a lot in common intellectually, and we did date for a year and a half. So it kind of grew on me. He was pretty persistent, which I think is attractive too. So there has to be something there, but sometimes let it grow. See if something will grow and give somebody a chance.
A very good point, because today a lot of people use dating apps, okay? And you're looking, excuse me, you're looking at pictures.
Yes.
You're looking at, I would love to open a business and help men do their profile. You know what I mean?
Oh, goodness,
because women worry about what picture they're posting. Men don't think about those things. And you might not be attracted to that little tiny picture that you're swiping on.
Yeah.
And like you said, he wasn't the look that you thought you would like, but you liked the person that he is.
Yeah, now we're in a swipe culture. Just swiping after you see a picture for a second.
Look twice, but if we're in a room with them and you start talking to them and, oh my gosh, I love this guy. You know what I mean? He is great. He's not something that I thought I would go after, but you found that you really like everything about him.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they become more attractive to you.
So it's kind of a mix of, give somebody a chance. I always tell the women too, get off of the messaging quickly. Go to a phone call quickly. Because I find, when people want to text and message for weeks and don't ask anybody out, that's not good. Because I found that people tell me when they get on the phone call, it's totally different. The person can't carry a conversation. So it's important to get to a phone call, get to a coffee date, get in person with the person.
You want to meet? I'm very forward. Let's meet for coffee, 15 minutes.
Absolutely.
And see if you want to have a date.
Yeah.
I can't plan a date from an app that you've never talked to the person.
No, and I've heard horror stories.
Real quick. I mean, you could do a drive-by at Starbucks.
A drive-by and just wave for... I have to say, well, I guess it could be for the men too, but the women. I've had some women who have made plans to drive across country or fly across country to meet somebody from an app that they have never even spoken to on the phone. And I've said, do not do that. And let somebody come to you, or at least a mutual effort. So I think a
halfway point. Yeah.
Halfway.
Point.
And, start in a normal way. Have eye contact. Be in person. See if you can carry a conversation together. So,
Yes.
Susan, we have a little bit of time left here, just about a minute or so. What would you want to say, one thing to people who are over, let's say, 50 or 60 or 65? What inspiration would you want to give them about finding love at this age?
Keep it alive, stay open, and look at things that you thought you'd never look at before. Whether it's like joining a new group or a meetup thing or doing a new activity, you don't know where you're going to meet somebody. Just be open, don't be closed.
Yeah. So
because
get out there.
People feel that energy.
Yeah, get out there and live life.
If you put energy into it, then it's bound to happen.
Yeah.
Even if you're just going to make a friend, a new friend, it's okay.
Sounds good. Susan, we are so happy for you that you have found love and joy, and wish you the best on your relationship and all the other things you're doing. And where can people see about you?
You can follow me, the Susan Noles, on Instagram, or Susan Bacola Noles on Facebook.
Okay.
I also have my nuptials. Nuptials by Noles is my wedding officiant, and I've been doing quite a bit of that, actually.
Wow, great.
It's all about love, Debbie.
Yes.
And being an officiant to marry people and meeting couples that fall in love. And you hear their background stories, how they met. There's so many people that meet online. It's crazy. It's a new world,
Great.
obviously. It's 2025, and those of us that are older weren't that comfortable with the social media things and all. But it's a great way to find people, and I marry them all the time.
That's wonderful. Susan, thank you so much for coming back to tell us more of your love story. And maybe you'll fill us in again in a little while. We'd love to have you come back.
Absolutely.
You have such wisdom, and it's so inspiring. And I'm in your age group, too. I'm right about the same age as you. So it's so inspiring to see, have hope for love, no matter how old or young you are. Put out some good energy, and good things will come. Thank you for being with us.
Debbie, I forgot to mention one thing that I'm really excited about. I actually put out the social media. I was trying on different gowns. I have a black tie event in Las Vegas at the Bellagio, and I was nominated Officiant of the Year by the International Association of Top Professionals. And it's December 13th, so it's right around the corner. I'm getting very excited. And Frederic is flying out to Vegas to meet me there.
Wonderful.
So with me.
Well, everybody tune in.
Exciting.
Go to Susan's social media, and she can show you the dresses she's considering wearing and give her a vote. And Susan, we wish you all the best to win. And again, thank you for being with us today. And you have been listening to Love Notes with Dr. Deb. And remember that love is a very special gift. So make sure you make each season a whole treasure chest full of love. Until we see you again, take good care.